And we're back here on Last Call. Jake Kiefer alongside Nathaniel Finch. Nathaniel, it is Monday night. That means Monday Night Football tonight on ESPN, and it's featuring my boys.
How about the Ravens? They've got 2 primetime games in a row, Thursday Night Football. We saw that from Baltimore when we went there for the CBI trip, and then obviously they're on the road for Monday Night Football tonight. But it's a treat to see these guys on primetime. They're playing the Saints tonight. Should be a good game.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, Mark Andrews is out. That's kind of a big deal. You know, he's pretty much the wide receiver 1 in Baltimore. But stepping into his place is Isaiah Likely, and Likely has stepped in for Andrews in previous games and not missed a beat. You know, he's coming out of Coastal Carolina. He was kind of their tight end wide receiver combo, I guess, for lack of a better word. And I really like Isaiah Likely in this one, and I think he'll perform very well.
And how about this? Like you mentioned, Andrews was hurt last week, so kind of a late inactive, didn't get to play the game. Likely came in and played very well, scored a touchdown, kind of was a big reason why the Ravens were able to run through and play the way they were at the end of the game, get the win against the Bucs. I saw a few Isaiah Likely jerseys around Baltimore. The city likes him.
Oh, yeah. Well, he's big, he's fast. He does everything you want in a tight end. He's able to step back and block. I mean, he's quicker than Mark Andrews, believe it or not.
Yeah.
I think he's got a better reach than Mark Andrews. Now, Mark Andrews is a learned stud when it comes to football. He's very good at football. It doesn't mean that Isaiah Likely is going to jump in and take his spot, but the Ravens are known for multiple tight end packages. They're known to have 2, 3, heck, I've seen 4 tight ends out there before, and just kind of pound the ball down other teams' throats, for lack of a better descriptor.
So before we get into some gambling lines here and what you like, what you don't like, tell me about how you think this game is going to go, just from a standpoint of a Ravens fan. How do you think Lamar's going to do? How do you think this game's going to go?
It's interesting because Lamar's in kind of evolution of sorts. He's trying to not run as much. He's trying to step back in the pocket. And I think that the New Orleans defense is good at creating some pressure. So it'll probably put some pressure on Lamar to stretch out the field and use his feet a little bit more. I think with J.K. Dobbins on IR, it'll be tough. But Gus Edwards, if you don't know who he is, he steps in, he does well. He was going to be the lead back before J.K. Dobbins was drafted, and I'm liking it in this one. I think it looks good for my Ravens.
Yeah, and Kenyon Drake has looked pretty good as well. He should be a big factor coming into this game against the Saints. I don't know. How do you think the defense is going to do, though? Because Ravens' defense has kind of struggled.
Struggles, yes.
Saints' defense has been on and off. There's games, or the offense that is. The Saints' offense can put up some great numbers, and they can kind of struggle sometimes. Maybe it depends a bit more on Alvin Kamara, and he's active and healthy. But how do you think this defense is going to hold up against the Saints?
Well, Andy Dalton in the past historically has had the Ravens' number. So it depends on how Andy Dalton communicates with his receivers. Chris Olave out there, he's had a fantastic rookie season. Michael Thomas, of course, out with a toe injury. We'll see, man. I think Taysom Hill will be thrown in some interesting packages. And I don't know, I think it'll be closer than people think it will be. Heck, the line's set at 1.5 in the Ravens' favor. I'm still probably going to take the Ravens in that one, though.
Yeah, so let's move and transition into some gambling talk. 1.5 points. You like that spread for the Ravens?
I do.
Does that make you nervous at all? Is there any hesitation? Or are you pretty set on it?
No, I'm a naturally nervous person, and when it comes to my teams, they tend to underperform. The Ravens have played down to their competition quite a bit. The Saints have played up to their competition in certain big games. I think, like I said, Andy Dalton is really stepping into a major role. Jameis is, of course, active, but only in emergency situations if Dalton goes down. We'll see. Even with Jameis behind center, though, I think the Saints will give the Ravens more than they've bargained for.
Especially on the road. Does that give you any hesitation with the Ravens being in New Orleans?
I don't know. I feel like the Ravens have played well on the road this year. For the most part, had a couple mishaps. But the Saints have played well at home, too. I think Alvin Kamara has a good feel for being back in New Orleans. I think that the crowd will kind of back him a lot. You know, New Orleans is loud at Superdome, man. It gets loud, so expect some missed play calls from the Ravens. Expect it to quiet down for Andy Dalton to operate.
Yeah, let's get into some of the picks that you like, some parlays tonight. What do you think?
Parlay, man, I'm taking Alvin Kamara anytime touchdown. I think that's a given. He's coming off a 4-touchdown effort. one through the air, 3 on the ground, taking Lamar Jackson anytime touchdown. And here's my big one, Isaiah Likely anytime touchdown. You parlay all 3 of those together, it's plus 1233 odds, bet 10 to win 123. Isaiah Likely is going to score a touchdown in this one. I'm telling you, he will.
I don't mind that. That's obviously long odds. If you bet $10, you make $123, so you like that. But it's long odds. I'd say that Kamara's probably going to score. If my fantasy team is lucky, then he's going to score. Jackson, same thing. Got him in fantasy. Hopefully he gets that rushing touchdown. But, I mean, with Likely, I think I like that pick, and we'll see how that ends up playing out. I think I'm going to take the Ravens. The spread has me worried, so I would take just straight money line, 1.5. Obviously, it's a low spread, but I just think that on the road, it could be one of those games. I'll take the Ravens spread. Give me 1.5.
1.5's a lot of points, man. It's a lot of points. It could just be 1. The Ravens have underperformed, like I say. But how about this boost here? The FanDuel boost, Lamar Jackson, 40-plus rush yards, Chris Olave, 1+ touchdown. What do you think about that?
I don't mind that. Lamar, I took the boost with Lamar having 40-plus on that Thursday night game. It worked out well. I'd say that 40-plus is not too hard. He had a 25-yard run last week, and it worked out pretty well. So I'll take that with you as well, plus 350.
Olave finding the end zone is pretty likely as well.
Yeah.
Almost as likely as Isaiah Likely scoring a touchdown in this one.
Keep in mind he's a Ravens fan. We'll see how Monday Night Football goes tonight. Thank you for watching Last Call today. More next Monday. Last Call.